Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a Guinness clone on the Hopcat with the SmartPID that I've been working on the last few days. So it's retrofit. I've done a test run. Today is brew day. Recipe here, and come along for the ride.
Okay, so just so you know what I did here, I put the full volume of water in, 32 litres, put the crushed Camden tablet in, mixed it all in, gave it a few minutes, and then took 5 litres, just a 5 litre jug of water out, which is what I'll use to sparge. So just that's my way of getting rid of chlorine and chloramine in the sparge water as well. Okay, so if I show you in the app, it's popped up with a notification. Mash in, time to mash in, the temperature, the set point, heater will be dropping down now, but I'm going to mash in. It's also stopped the pump, which is good. You can stop and start the pump by just long holding the set button. Something else I'm trying is a different telescopic malt pipe. It's the one from the Brew that I have in the garage. It just seems a lot better than the one I bought from, I think it was Angel Homebrew or Brew Builder. So I'll just go in. Okay, so this also has 445 grams of roasted barley, which I'm not going to put in yet. I'll put this in for the 1 hour for the last half an hour at 73 degrees Celsius. So now I just acknowledge that the mash is done, but I will put the lid back on first, and the top plate. Okay, I've acknowledged that the malt was added and the pumps come back on. Just starting the recirculation slowly, and it's nearly time for me to go back to work, so I've got 5 minutes, which will give me enough time I'll slowly speed up the throughput of the mash. It won't end up being fully open for the first hour or so, but I'll come down when I make a cup of tea and I'll probably just turn it up a little bit then. So time to let the SmartPID do its job. Okay guys, so we are now on the 73 degree step. It's been very interesting watching this as it's graphed everything for me. It's a very nice app. I'm now going to add the dark grains. I've got just under 10 minutes left of the alpha amylase rest, and then it'll go up to mash out temperature, 75 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to open it up, give it a stir, put the grains in, and then the grains will be in there for about half an hour before I pull the malt pipe out. Just have a look at the clarity on that already. Beautiful. Something that's quite important to note is that when I turned off the pump, I closed the valve as well, and while I was stowing in the last bit of grain, the pump turned back on. So be wary of that. When you change through different steps, the pump will turn itself on. So now I have 6 minutes left of this rest, and then it'll go up to 77 degrees for 15 minutes, and then I'll remove the malt pipe, and then actually I can start brewing because everything else has been reasonably automatic. Okay, so it's now raising the temperature up to mash out temperature, 77 degrees. You can see the color changing quite nicely there, and 73 at the moment. It's I must say it's an absolute pleasure brewing with this SmartPID. The only thing you need to really be careful of is the recirculation of your mash. You don't really want it to be overflowing down the overflow pipe, but apart from that, it really is hands-free. I've literally been up working for the last 3 hours, and just a notification pops up on my phone saying this phase is finished, that phase is finished. It's amazing. Okay, so we are finished the mash out. I ran just a cold sparge, 4 litres of water through. If you tilt this like this, it seems to sort of squeeze out the last bit and it all goes out one corner. I'm nearly ready to remove that. It's nearly finished dripping. I put the malt pipe into this bucket and just take it straight to the bin. And then there's 1 hop drop for this recipe, and that's a 60-minute hop drop. So I'll be chucking that in. Target hops, 35 grams. That started the boil. Okay, so it's just reached boiling. I've just called for the first hop drop, and I've set the target temperature to 97.8. And that was based on my test of reaching the boil. So yeah, I'm happy with that so far. Let's get the hops in. Okay, so back in 50 minutes to do the Protofloc tablets, then back for flame out to do the whirlpool and cool down. I am going to use the whirlpool arm this time, and a wort chiller that I won as part of a package from one of the Timmy Jenkins hop raffles. I've never used it before, but it's nice and clean, and it'll go in 10 minutes before the end. There's about 15 minutes left in the boil, so I'm going to I've just cleaned this keg. I'm going to keg the beer that I've got in there. It's on SO4, so I'm going to just pitch this straight onto the SO4 and hopefully get a nice active ferment then. But first I'll just wait the 5 minutes, chuck the Protofloc tablet in and the wort chiller. Okay, Protofloc tablet going in. And the wort chiller. Down to 25 litres in the fermenter, in the kettle. Probably lose another just under half a litre in the last 10 minutes, maybe 300 mils. And then we'll start the cold crash. Okay, so now I've finished the boil, I've started the recirculation, pulled out the hop bag, it's just draining on the side here, but that's pretty much it done, and we're down to 68 degrees already, so it shouldn't take too long, probably another 15 minutes, and we'll be ready to transfer into the fermenter.
Okay, so that was a pretty eventless brew day. It was really nice to use the SmartPID and to have that level of automation with access to the app. It's a good piece of gear. I have got a few questions for the developer because I had a bit of scalding in my pot, and I haven't had scalding before in the 3 odd years I've had this pot. What I'd like to do is set a sort of maximum wattage that can be used during the mash and a maximum wattage during the boil, because I never use 100%. Even when I'm ramping up, I'll use 2,700 watts out of 3,000, so 90%. But in the boil, talk about 2,200, something like that, and in the mash, 400 watts. So apart from that, it was absolutely fantastic, and I'm really happy with everything, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Cheers.